in the website, that exclusive thing. She don't love it, it's so sad. You have to finish the ranch first? I beat the whole game, buddy. I don't care. I'm not playing that trash again. I'm done with Arthur. I'm done with. I don't even. And plus, you know what really soured me on the game? I'm not gonna try. I'm not even gonna lie. What really soured me on the game was that the voice actor's woke, and he doesn't like being called a voice actor. Took that out in GTA 4. Let's not get into this discussion because you're wrong, and you don't want to admit it because you have this nostalgia for GTA 4. I was there day one with all of these games. So if GTA 6 can bring back the San Andreas activities, the San Andreas sort of gameplay mechanics, with the GTA 4 physics, I think we'll have a perfect game. And bring back the light RPG elements, where it's like, okay, you keep eating, you're going to get fat. Your beard will grow, like we've seen in Red Dead Redemption 2, things like that. Can Arthur get fat in Red Dead 2? I don't remember. Or is that not a thing? I think Arthur can get fat, can he? So they did bring that stuff back, didn't they? I can't remember. I really can't remember. Can Arthur get fat in Red Dead 2 or skinny? Can Arthur get fat or skinny in Red Dead 2? Or am I tripping? Because I know you can grow your hair out in your beard. But can you get fat in Red Dead 2? Okay, you can. So they did bring back the San Andreas elements. I don't remember. I just didn't care enough to see if he got fat or not. It's like, well, the problem with Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm not going to, guys, literally a Rockstar North engineer blocked me. I don't know who this guy is. Never interacted with this guy once. I guess he saw my Red Dead Redemption 2 video and got pissed. Well, too bad. Do better. Okay, stop going to Starbucks. You know, it's just ridiculous. And look, don't get me wrong, Rockstar's the best in the world, but if they're snowflakes now, it's not a great sign, okay? If they can't take the heat in terms of game design talk, that's a whole different ballgame. Okay, if the engineers can't take the heat in terms of, okay, well, Michael said the MPs... It's a false narrative, is what it is. Because in Red Dead 2, all these fanboys will tell you that NPCs have a destination. Okay, that's bullshit. Go to Saint Denis right now in that game and follow an NPC around in Saint. There's no way that every NPC in Saint Denis has a life. They might have walking destination points. They don't go to the motel to sleep. They don't go to their fucking bed to sleep. That's bullshit. It's a false narrative from Rockstar fanboys. That was the big test in seeing, okay, where is GTA 6 going to go? Saint Denis. And Saint Denis, there's nothing to do in Saint Denis. I'm sorry, there's nothing to do in Saint Denis. What can you do in Saint Denis? You can do nothing in Saint Denis. You go to Saint Denis and you see people roaming around, and then you're supposed to just start believing into this fantasy that you're living in this Saint Denis fucking shit. Okay, cool. There's nothing to do in Saint Denis. I'm leaving the town. I'm leaving the biggest city in the game. Because there's nothing to do in Saint Denis. You got barely any interiors. You got stupid missions. There's nothing to do in Saint Denis. You want to go find the vampire? You got to collect the 8 pages or some shit. I mean, it's just ridiculous. There's nothing to do in that game. And one of the problems with Red Dead Redemption 2, especially, not with Saint Denis, because that, it's a big city, and it's like, okay, we understand why there's not that many interiors. But when you have cabins that are inaccessible, I'm out. I'm sorry. One of the hype points, one of the talking points from the paid journalist was that you can almost, all the interiors are going to be enterable. That's bullshit.
Stain super chatted €5. Oh Mackle, once you finish booting the ranch in the epilogue, you can milk cows, feed chickens and all that as John.
Really?
Sadie is trash and Arthur is woke.
Well, I guess I don't
Clinking
remember
monks.
it. I played through it literally one time. I had enough of that shit. Can you really go back and milk the cows? I don't believe you can. Maybe they updated it. I always played it off the disc, so there was no need to update it. There was no need to update it. Okay, but every story is the same. The main character dies at the end. Riveting. Riveting. That's not what we're saying. Okay, you can't come in here and criticize When I say, okay, it's not detailed, when everyone else is making these videos and talking about the horse testicle shrinking, so you're going to praise that, but you're going to come over here and nitpick. No, it's bullshit. That's bullshit. Let's get these neckbeards out of here. Go somewhere else. There's plenty of pockets on the internet for you guys. We should have way more viewers in here. 260 viewers. I was just a viral meme. Literally a viral meme. Like, I got recognized in public not too long ago, and it was actually pretty weird. I mean, I'm just saying we should have more viewers in here, but, you know, everyone wanted to leech off of the content, so. Nothing new. That's what the paparazzi does. You know, they hound the celebrities to get that that picture they can throw up in the magazines and the website, that exclusive thing. She don't love it, it's so sad. You have to finish the ranch first? I beat the whole game, buddy. I don't care. I'm not playing that trash again. I'm done with Arthur. I'm done with. I don't even. And plus, you know what really soured me on the game? I'm not gonna lie. What really soured me on the game was that the voice actor's woke. He doesn't like being called a voice actor, but I don't know what you want me to tell you. You put on a spandex suit with balls. Okay, that doesn't make you an actor. You know what I mean? You put on a spandex suit with balls, and you moved around a little bit, and it captured your movement. Okay. That's performance capture. That's not acting. Your face wasn't in the game. That doesn't look like the guy. Okay, you did the movements and you did the voice. Sure, that's acting, but let's not pretend like it's something a little bit more than it. It's pretty much just a glorified version of voice acting. Nonetheless, the guy's woke, okay? Super woke, hates Trump. Very progressive, and then he gets mad when you say you're a voice actor. It's like, whatever, dude. You know, and it's funny, you know, and I think the guy who plays Trevor hates GTA 5. I don't think Trevor is fond of it. It's like, well, the game literally, like, you would have been a hobo. You would have been a hobo working at McDonald's if you didn't do GTA 5. Like, if you can't embrace it, like, you know, the guy who plays Michael and the guy who plays Franklin, they've embraced it full. That's a smart decision to do. You got to embrace it because that's what puts you on the fucking map. Duh. But, you know, Trevor thinks he's bigger and better. You know, what's his name? Stephen Ogg or some shit. He thinks he's bigger and better. He's got a massive ego because he was on some fucking Walking Dead show. By the time he was on the Walking Dead show, no one was watching it. Plus, he's a fucking side character. So the guy's got a massive ego and, you know, seems to not care about the GTA community, which is funny because it's like that game puts you on the map. And it's like, look, I understand, you know, it gets tiring and shit like that. You know, it's like John Carpenter with Halloween. It's like, yeah, I'm sure he hates it too because it's just the same old shit, the same old questions, the same old, like, oh, Halloween this, Halloween that. You know, and it's like you have a different, you know, you got a body of work. But at the same time, it's like the fucking thing puts you on the map. Like, you might as well just embrace it. Even if you hate it.
It's over!
No, voice acting is a fake job. That's what I've been told.
Super chatted $5. Hope you have an awesome weekend and stream.
That's what we're talking about.
Michael.
Christopher Columbus coming
Keep
through.
Up the great work. Fist.
All entertainment jobs are fake. That's what I've been told. So. They should all get real jobs. You don't work 9 to 5 like the construction worker and the tree choppers, truckers. Those are real jobs. Yeah. Keeping America alive. I'm going to go out and be a farmer. Without the farmers, the grocery store would be empty. I don't watch TV shows. It's too much of a time sink. I stopped watching Cobra Kai. You know, I was interested in Cobra Kai. I don't care anymore. I think they're wrapping it up though. So. But it's just too much of a time sink. You got to sit around and watch all these seasons. There's no need for all of that. You can condense that story down. There's no reason to you know, it's a television show. It's meant to keep the viewer as long as possible. I don't watch television shows. They're too much of a time sink. Now, if it's a different episode every time that's not connected, like Black Mirror or some shit like that, where it's an anthology thing or whatever, it's just like a separate, unique story every time, that's different because you don't need to follow it. You know, like the new season of Chucky. Who's watching that? Don't even get me started on that. That is the worst stuff I've ever seen. Okay, man, I thought Seed of Chucky was bad. Just watch season 4 of Chucky. Oh my God. How did it get to season 4? Who is greenlighting that? Literally the absolute worst slop I've ever seen. It's basically Seed of Chucky extended. And you got Don Mancini in control. And quite frankly, he is... he needs to have a filter. Because when you give him the keys to the asylum, it just... You got Chucky in a fucking rainbow suit roaming around and... Holy shit. Like, they've taken the scare out of Chucky. They've taken the fear, the terror out of Chucky. Look at the first Chucky movie and ask yourself, okay, very different. Sure, there's comedic elements to it, but it's like, okay. You know, it had this, like, gritty tone to it. It wasn't like, hi, I'm Chucky. I'm going to add you on social media. Or some fucking dumb bullshit that I don't even know what. I stopped watching after season 1. Like, you gotta not. So hopefully they don't renew it for season 5 because that shit is absolute garbage. I have no idea how they even got it to season 4. Sometimes you wonder how does any of this shit get made and improved? It's like, man, if this can be aired on television, then man, doesn't take talent. Certainly doesn't. I mean, the amount of movies that come out that go to the $5 bin at Walmart are just absolutely absurd. It makes you think, man, anyone could be a fucking filmmaker. Just hire you off the street. I'm not watching television shows. Stop recommending. I don't watch television shows. I don't have patience for it. I watched Cobra Kai Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. Didn't watch Season 4, even though I was excited to see where that went. I just don't care anymore. It's not because the show's bad. It's just I don't want to sit there and watch 8 hours of television. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to sit around and watch 8 hours of television. I'm not doing it. That's the whole day. I'm not going to sit around and watch 8 hours of television. I'll watch a movie that's about an hour and 30 minutes long, 2 hours long, depending. The movies I watch are about an hour and 30 minutes long. I don't watch 2-hour movies. There's exceptions, of course. But the last time I went to the theater was Halloween Ends. Last time I went to the theater was Halloween Ends. That was last year. I don't go to the theater. I don't watch television. I'm not a normie. There's nothing to go see at the theater. You want to go see The Exorcist Believer? Oh, you thought Halloween Ends was bad. Holy shit. Go to the Rotten Tomatoes right now and look at The Exorcist Believer. One of the worst scores of all time, like 20%. Holy shit. How do you fuck that up so bad? They should have played it safe. So Halloween Ends is a better movie than what they're doing with The Exorcist so far. Maybe they'll turn, maybe the last, because it's another trilogy. It's another trilogy from the David Gordon Green team. And it's the same folks that made the new Halloween movies. Same people pretty much. And it's not off to a great start. So maybe it'll be the opposite. A lot of people look at Halloween 2018 and they think that movie's good, and I thought it was boring. Halloween Kills gets a little bit more interesting, but kind of weird. And then Halloween Ends, I thought, was really the time where they got to shine and just this is the movie they wanted to make. They wanted to make their own movie, and it's like, well, that's what we want to see, because we can see that they actually had a little ounce of care in it. But of course, it's going to piss off the fan base, because they want more of the same. They're conservative. You want to see Michael Myers roam around Haddonfield again? I don't. I've already seen that. We don't need to see that again. We don't need to see Michael Myers roam around Haddonfield again. I don't need that again. A lot of people want that. But I didn't need that again. I didn't need to see Michael Myers roam around Haddonfield for the 50th time. We don't need that. We got that in Halloween 2018. We got that in Halloween Kills. Michael Myers went on a rampage in Halloween Kills. Went after the whole town of Haddonfield. What more do you need? So now we have it where it's like Halloween Ends, What a movie. What a movie. Sure, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But at least, you know, and I'll say this time and time again, at least it's different. And again, people are afraid of change. They talk about all these remakes and these sequels and these prequels, these, you know, this, that, and the third. They want change. They want change. And then when change comes, they don't want it. They don't want it. So they can't make up their mind on what they want. You know, they want the same old slop over and over and over again. They want the same old Star Wars movies over and over and over again. It's so sad. It's so sad. Well, then you're just going to have to wait until Quentin Tarantino's last movie, which is, when is that coming out, next year? Is that coming out next year? What is it called? The Critic or something? I don't know what it's called. Have no idea what it's about. But I'm sure it's going to be fantastic, or at least interesting in some aspects. You know, obviously, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was very different. It was sort of a day in the life movie of these characters. And I thought the acting of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is fucking amazing, bro. Because you have to understand what Leonardo DiCaprio is doing in that movie. There's a deleted scene. It's like he's acting within acting within acting. It's unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable. I'm not even trolling. Because he's acting as, what's the character's name? I can't remember, but the acting from Leonardo DiCaprio is incredible because you have to understand the layers there. It's just like, holy shit. I can't remember the character's name. Because you have the stuntman Brad Pitt, which I never found that to work because it's like the stuntman doesn't look like Leonardo DiCaprio, so how is he a stuntman? So that's the only thing about the movie that didn't really... Usually stuntmen look similar to the... I mean... Maybe not, I don't know. But I know The Rock's stuntman looks like The Rock. I mean, obviously not 100%, but it, you know, somewhat vague. But Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt do not look similar, so it's like, how is this guy the stuntman? Unless maybe back then it literally meant like he's in a car driving or something, he's on a horse. No one in here can name. Oh, Rick Dalton. Rick Dalton, that's the guy. Okay, so Rick Dalton. So Leonardo DiCaprio is playing Rick Dalton. Now, you have to understand, he's playing the Rick Dalton character, but within that character, he's playing Rick Dalton acting as it's unbelievable. I don't know how to describe it. It's like Inception of acting. So he's and maybe it isn't this deep, but I think it is, because Leonardo DiCaprio don't fuck around. Okay. But he's acting as Rick Dalton, and then there's scenes where Rick Dalton is not acting. So he's got to do it less like, I don't even know how to describe this, but just watch the movie and ask yourself, like, holy fucking shit, this is crazy. So he's acting as Rick Dalton normal, and then he has Rick Dalton acting in a movie. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it makes sense. You're just gonna there's a deleted scene that's the best acting I've ever seen in a movie. I'm not even trolling, because it's not acting. It's just like you believe it. It's not acting. The best acting is the shit you believe. It's not that forced slop where you can tell someone's acting. It's not acting. No, it's not pretty simple. If you think you can do better, then let's go. Let's make the movie. You'll be the #1 lead in the movie. If you think you can do better than Leonardo DiCaprio, that's fine with me. You guys don't understand what I'm talking about. There's a deleted scene that really puts it up on a different level. So he's acting as Rick Dalton, but then he has to act within Rick Dalton as a different character that he's portraying in the Western movie. You're not understanding this at all. It's very complex for some of you guys to understand. That's okay. It was for me. It took me 2 years to figure that out. I don't even know the plot of The Dark Knight. That shit's complicated. Because there's no plot in The Dark Knight. I mean, it's just random scenes coupled together, really, to be honest. I'm not even trolling. If you watch The Dark Knight, like, nothing makes sense. It's just literally random scenes. It's random scenes stitched together. I'm not even trolling. Like, you know, the opening scene is the where they smash out the window and the clowns. It's like Payday, and then what is it? It cuts to like the Batman light. Okay, you know, it's like a totally different movie. It's like, okay, well, where's the cohesiveness here? I'm not trolling, and plus it goes from IMAX to 35mm, which is so fucking terrible. Because then you get that crop. Because the whole movie wasn't shot in IMAX, and I think that's distracting. And I don't know if I haven't seen a Christopher Nolan movie since The Dark Knight, so I don't know if he's still doing that. But let me ask you guys this: in Oppenheimer, it's all IMAX, right? The whole damn thing. There's no 35mm in there, right? Because even in the Dark Knight trilogy, I watched The Dark Knight Rises trash movie. That was trash. The Dark Knight Rises was trash. It had a cool scene. If you know the Batman versus Bane in the sewer fight, that was cool, I guess. But overall, it was not good. It wasn't that great. It had like 4 different storylines going on at once. I just didn't care about, like, oh, you know, Gotham's coming together and Gotham rises up or some shit. I don't remember. It's terrible. I haven't seen it since it came out. Absolute garbage movie. And I've never seen Batman Begins because that's like some fucking origin story. I don't want to see Christian Bale take his shirt off. I mean, I do, but... The Dark Knight Rises was disappointing out. Well, it wasn't because of just Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's barely in the movie. If you watch The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's barely in the movie. Heath Ledger is barely in the movie. And one of these days, like, they just need to release the outtakes. You know, I know they don't want it to impact Heath Ledger's legacy, and, you know, they want him viewed as, like, this perfect actor and stuff, but it's just like, you know, eventually they'll milk it and say, we went in, Christopher Nolan went into the vault, and he found the deleted scenes or the outtakes for the Dark Knight, you know, new footage from Heath Ledger. When the studio runs dry. I mean, look at Nirvana. Look at what they're doing to Nirvana. In Utero's coming back out. Okay, why does In Utero need to come back out? The 30th anniversary. Okay, what are you bringing new? The music industry has been doing this for decades. They just put the same album out and it's louder.
Dude, what the crap? I was doing fine. In fact, I was doing
and
really
people consume.
Good.
What are we getting new? Why does In Utero have to be coming out again? They just put it out 10 years ago. It's ridiculous. And it's like $300 if you want the Super Collector's Edition. Okay, what's new? What's new? Oh, you get new live performances? Okay, well, that's... Heath Ledger's barely in the movie. You didn't see it. Oh, man. Check the documentary about Heath Ledger. It has some exclusive pictures of him behind the scenes as joke. Is it the skateboard image? Because I've seen that time and time again. Let me guess, it's the skateboard image. Where he jumps over Batman with a skateboard. I've seen that a million times. Well, Brokeback Mountain's a great movie. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it and Heath Ledger, and it's like, you know, I mean... Why are you guys still talking about that game, dude? Shit fell off. Look at the player count. I'm not even gonna name the game, but look at the player count. Oh. Look at the Redfall player count right now. Oh my God, it had like 5 players. Stunning and Brave coming through. I call Batman Woman Dark Knight Rises. Okay, but yeah, well, yeah, but in my opinion, with music, there's nothing new, unless they remix the album. That's the only way you're going to hear something new. Because when you remaster something, it's the same thing, just better sonics. So when you remix something, you're going back in and you're bringing things up that might have previously been buried in the mix. So when remixes are different than remat. People don't know that. Well, most people don't care. So, but just remastering In Utero again, there's no point. There's literally nothing more you can do. You're milking it. There you go, milk it. They've already remixed In Utero. Steve Albini did it last time around 10 years ago. What more do you need? So they're bringing In Utero back, and what are they doing? They're remastering it. And it's not from Steve Albini, the guy who did the album. It's from the guy who did Bleach. Okay, why is he doing it? That doesn't even make sense. Whatever, dude. And I'm assuming Steve Albini said no, because I don't think he would just do something for the sake of doing it. There's nothing new that he could probably add. It's the same fucking songs. Like, why did the Beatles have to be remastered over and over and over again? We got that massive box set, the Beatles box set in 2009, and then here we are, like a few years later, they just put out the anniversary albums again and again and again. What is new? Because I would argue it's like, okay, remastering a film, you could see it. Subtle or not, you could see the enhancements, improvements, the clarity, the different color timing, things like that. Okay, well, we can see it. But, can most people hear the difference in a louder version of the track that they've heard for 35 plus years? The answer is no, typically. So the only thing that you can really add is new content to the re-releases of these albums. And unless, remixing I think is fine because you're going back in and you're providing a different take on the song, on the track. Go listen to the In Utero remixes from 2013. You can hear the difference. It's subtle different, but things have been changed up a tad bit.
It's
Not
over.
drastically, but nonetheless, you can hear it. But when you just remaster the album, there's no point.
Salamence super chatted
What are we achieving here?
$4.99. I call mine's Batman. Women love it when the Dark Knight rises.
Exactly. I don't watch movies, guys. I don't watch movies. The last movie I saw in theaters was Halloween Ends over a year ago. I'm not going to the theater to see Exorcist Believer. There's nothing to see at the theater. It's all the same slop. Five Nights at Freddy's, that's PG-13. I mean, if it were rated R, I might have went and seen it. But Five Nights at Freddy's is going to make a lot. That's going to be a big success for Blumhouse. I think it's Blumhouse. It's going to be a big success. Five Nights at Freddy's. Later this month, I believe. Yeah, later this month, Five Nights at Freddy. Saw X was slop. You guys don't watch movies. Don't act like you. I don't care. I didn't go see Saw X as well. I've already. Okay, Jigsaw puts up some new traps. What? The story's already been told. What's your next flavor of the month? I quit gaming. I've retired. I mean, I'll cover Spider-Man maybe, but there's nothing to say. So the coverage isn't going to be like it was back then because there's nothing to say. This is the same game that we've already played 3 times now. They've already put this game out 4 fucking times. And the only thing I can see is that they didn't improve the web swinging and that they just threw on a glider on Spider-Man and now you fly around the city. So instead of improving the web swinging and making it, more realistic, more momentum and physics-based, they just put on a glider on Spider-Man and called it a day and put in new suits. Okay. And they've expanded the map. Well, that's cool, but I mean, if there's nothing to do within the map, we're back to the same problems as the first game. You need to make a Spider-Man game and have it where it's like the ground area. Yeah, it's like Spider-Man swinging. We understand that. But the ground area needs to be as detailed and as diverse and as interesting as you know, roaming throughout the rooftop. So they didn't really improve on anything they just added more content to the base game is what they've done. It's basically DLC, over-glorified DLC, maybe a tad bit better than DLC, but nonetheless, it's basically just DLC. You want me to get excited about that? I can. I'm ready for GTA 6. When Rockstar's ready to pull the curtain back, I'll be there day one. And the 5-year anniversary for Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming later this month as well. So is Rockstar going to do anything with that? Hopefully not. Because we don't need to hear more about that game. I mean, unless they throw in the Rockstar editor, I don't care. We need GTA 6, bro. It's been literally a decade. This is ridiculous. Like, how many console generations has it been? One console? I mean, if you play GTA 5 and roam around in that game, it's pretty primitive. You could talk to the NPCs and stuff, but it's very, you can't choose what you want to say. And the animations, they just stand around. That's the problem with this. Rockstar just, you don't understand. You don't get it.
Memory
It's okay.
chatted £4.99.
It's okay.
Howdy. What are your thoughts on The Last of Us 2 PS5 remaster? I personally want all the bells and whistles, and there may be added story content.
Okay, but let me ask you this. What are they going to do? It's already at 60 frames. The only thing they can improve upon is the resolution now. So what are we going to do here? Last of Us 2 Remastered, sure, it's something that I want, and I'll probably be there day one because I think The Last of Us 2 is a superior game to the first. That's a very hot take because it's just interesting. It really just is interesting. It gets going within the first hour or so of the game, and you're off to the races. The first game's boring as shit. You're moving around ladders, talking to these fucking characters you don't give two shits about. I don't care. I just don't give a shit. It's, first game's a babysitting simulator. The second game's a revenge tale. And you're swapping between different characters you hate to play as. Like, Neil Druckmann is really, and it's not bait, Neil Druckmann has really hit that home run with that game. And that's why it, affects people so passionately still to this day. But when you say remaster, what are we doing? Because quite frankly, what more could you add to that game? I don't know what you can improve upon. To be honest, I really don't know what you can improve upon. I mean, outside of the resolution, that could use a bump. It's already at 60 frames on PS5. So outside of the resolution bump, what more can you really add? I mean, I have a few ideas if Naughty Dog wants to give me a call. I found some areas where it's not as truly detailed as it could be, so. If Rockstar, if Naughty Dog wants to give me a call, then sure. When you see a pool of blood in The Last of Us 2 and you crawl through it, it should smear on her arms. That would be insane. Because it's realistic, That took me out of the immersion. I see this pool of blood, you crawl through it, nothing smears, nothing gets on your arms as you're crawling through it or your body. And so yeah. I don't know what there is to be excited there, to be quite frank. Outside of resolution, I don't know what more they could add. I mean, maybe content stuff, but what more? I mean, maybe alternative ending or something. I don't know. I don't know what they could add. I just don't understand what they could add. Outside of alternative ending, I don't know what they could really add. Well, Naughty Dog's pretty much done. I mean, the studio's falling apart. The multiplayer game is apparently pretty much canceled at this point. I mean, that's been in the works for years. Still no sign of it. I don't know what happened. They fell the way of Rockstar. I mean, it's just like now you're gonna wait 10 years for The Last of Us 3. We wait 10 years for these games, and then they come out, and then they're talked about for about a week, and then people move on. Ain't that crazy? That's because they're just they're all movie games. Oh yeah, the DualSense features, I forgot about that. Better resolution and faster loading. Well, yeah, those three things. I mean, they can add those three things, but I mean, if they're going to say $70 for that, I mean, a little steep. But it is what it is. Yeah, the DualSense features would be interesting, I suppose, but I mean,
It's over.
Well, Insomniac has been putting out a ton of games.
M0M0M0M0
No, they're all the same, but-
Super chatted $5. I cannot, in principle, support the idea of remastering a game that is less than 10 years old. 10-year min should be a general rule for it, lol.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you type in Last of Us 2 E3 footage, the game still doesn't look like that. Okay, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't. And people are going to say it looks better. It doesn't. And it's the same with the first game, too. Type in that Last of Us PS3 Unveil gameplay sequence. The audio is that's the thing that you notice most. It's like, okay, the audio sounds like a fucking movie when you're watching these previews. And then when you play the game, it's nothing like that. It's not dynamic like that, nothing organic. But if you look at the Last of Us 2 E3 footage, when they first showed it off, E3 2016, 17, whenever it was, I don't remember. If you just watch that footage, the graphics are still not on that level. So if they can bring it up to that level, which I don't think is going to happen, but nonetheless, we'll see. There's no good games coming out. I've already looked at the release schedule. There's nothing coming out. We'll cover all the slop, but I'm not. There's nothing to be excited for outside of GTA 6. There's really nothing. I played Assassin's Creed Mirage. That was a one and done. I'm out. Trash game. If you like it, great. That's fantastic. Have your fun in the sun. My standards are pretty high. You know, when I play GTA 6, I want the NPCs to mow their lawn. And you laugh at it now, but you're going to be like, holy shit, it's actually in the game. Because it will be in the game.
Dude, that
It will be in the game. Rockstar just patented some new AI technology for NPCs and the vehicle driving. So you're gonna see some serious shit with GTA 6. You guys doubt Rockstar, but nope. When the wizards are in their fucking kitchen cooking, you're gonna see some serious shit. It's gonna take time, but you know they just can't be patient for it. The grass is gonna grow in GTA 6, okay, and the NPCs are gonna come out of their house and cut their, they're gonna mow their grass. There's gonna be yard sales in the game potentially. You can look. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. They said there's going to be dynamic hurricanes and things like that. I mean, it's Florida. There should be hurricanes. Who cares if it's going to be woke? You guys buy all these woke games anyway. You said Baldur's Gate 3 was woke. Okay, how is that woke? How is Baldur's Gate 3 woke? Starfield is woke. Who cares? You guys consume all this shit. You guys are the consumers. I only buy them to cover them. I wouldn't be consuming this shit off the air. Because it's all trash. The only game I'd buy off the air is GTA 6. These games are garbage. They're all trash. It's more. Oh, we've already played Alan Wake. Oh, now we're doing it again. 10 years later, 13 years later. Trash. Don't need to play that again. Why does it exist? Shouldn't exist. Name one good. Call of Duty's back. Okay, Call of Duty's back. I don't even care. I looked at the open world zombies trailer. I don't even know what the fuck that is. That ain't zombies. I mean, I'll play it if it's free to play or something, but it's all the same shit. I mean, it really is. It's all the same shit. Who cares? You're still consuming it. Who cares? You're still consuming it. Yeah, I bought Assassin's Creed because I have to cover these games. They don't send me review codes. I mean, for smaller games they do, but not big games. I don't get big review codes. For smaller games, indie stuff, sure, but not for the big ones. And CD Projekt Red actually denied my review code request. They actually denied it. So they wanted me to know that. That's cool. I mean, I already bought it anyway by the time they denied it, so it's like I'm not going to wait around for these losers to say yes or no. She don't love, it's so sad. Talk about GTA 6. We've been talking about it. What more? You guys need to add to the conversation. The chat's not talking about GTA 6 in here. We have a bunch of fake gamers in here. They're not talking about GTA 6. Why don't you bring people in here that care about GTA 6? We'll start talking about it. Name one good game. Name one good game. What do you want me to do? There's nothing to make videos on anymore. All these games are trash. Ass Creed is a massive downgrade. Look at Unity. I'm not playing games that disrespect my intelligence like that, okay? When I boot up a game that's 10 years old and it's superior in literally every way, the new game is trash automatically. Sorry. Okay, we have better technology than ever before, and yet we're not seeing that on display. It's all garbage. It's all trash. Red Dead Redemption 2 is trash. I mean, it's not trash. It's good, but it's not great. At least in certain aspects. The only thing that was cool about Red Dead 2 is that you could drive the train. I mean, at least you could do that. But there's no missions. It's not like you could just... Elden Ring. No one wants to play Elden Ring. It's a cool tech demo. There's no story in that game, which is great actually, but because we would skip all the cutscenes anyway. But Elden Ring, I mean, you just roam around and fight enemies that are all pretty much the same. You learn their routine. You dance around the dodge. You know, you do the dodge, parry, attack bullshit. It's the whole game. Okay. How is that revolutionary? Sorry, I'm jaded. I mean, I really think when I played Dreams when it came out in 2018, I think that really ruined my experience in gaming. It's like, oh, this is how it's kind of made, in a rudimentary sort of form. I think that actually ruined it. I'm not even trolling. Once it's like, oh, this is kind of how the games are made, it's like, ugh. Like, it's like, well, this is how Chris Angel pulls out the rabbit from the hat. I don't really want to see how he does it. I'd rather, it's just much more fun not knowing. Because I tried to make some stuff in Dreams and it's super complicated and it's like, well, fuck, I'm not doing it. There's no good game. You're a Karen gamer. Why don't you go to 4channel and ask, go see how much positivity there is over there on V. Go see. I'm done with this. You're singling me out. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. You want to pretend like the internet is sunshine and rainbows. Everyone's bitching about it something on the internet. That's what it is. It's bitch fest. Because you have to really understand what the internet is, or what it's become, rather. When it first came out, it was basically just an information thing. Now it's just, a circle jerk of incels. That's basically what it's become. So it was more pure back in 1980, 1998, 1999. Now it's just a hangout for a bunch of incels that can't communicate with people in real life. That's basically what it is. I hate to break it down like that, but, the social aspect of it anyway, that's what it is. It's like, why are we communicating through screens? That's not how humans... The internet's only been around since, what, 1985? How long ago was that? 35 years? Okay, so how did people communicate beforehand? In person, or they wrote letters. Okay. But there was no communication through virtual slop. This is not a way to communicate. Yeah, we had the telephone, but, the telephone was different. The telephone was different. It's a funnier channel when you're less miserable. Okay. Then go watch the old content. I don't know what to tell you. Because I'll tell you what, I just had another epiphany. I was in LA about a week and a half ago, and I went on the train again, and it's like, man, this is a totally different fucking world, bro. I mean, it was really bad. Take the B line in LA. It goes from Union Station to North Hollywood. Just take that line all the way, whichever direction. Oh man. It's just like a totally different world, bro. It's like it's like a Twilight Zone episode. You get on the train and it's just like, I don't know how to describe it. It truly is a totally different world. It's just the amount of insanity. I'm telling you, if you're in LA or in the area, just take the B line. It's the red line, and it goes from Union Station to North Hollywood, or vice versa, North Hollywood to Union Station, and just take that all the way. It's like a 45-minute train ride all the way, and you know the sights, the sounds, the smells. I mean, it's just, it's like I don't even know how to describe it. And I'm sure New York has some of that. And you know, the red line in Chicago is kind of. But it's just, it's nothing like LA, bro. I mean, I've been on some train rides in Chicago where it's like, okay. But the train is smaller in Chicago. It feels new in the interior. But in LA, it's just like, bro. Like, it's just dirty. It's filthy. There's shit all over. Literal shit, too. Like, there's liquids. It's just like, what? Like, this train should not be in service. Like, someone needs to clean this. Like, I don't know how to describe it. And until you've ridden that line, you don't understand what I'm talking about. So we bring the normies down there, and that's the challenge. Survive. No, it doesn't smell just like piss. No. It smells like everything. I've just never seen anything like that, bro. I mean, it's just, every time I'm on that, it's just like, bro, you're literally stepping into a different world. You're literally stepping into a different, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, man. We don't care. Talk about GTA 6. Why don't you contribute to the conversation, or we're going to get you out? Okay? Why don't you contribute to the conversation, or we're going to get you out? Don't just sit there and say talk about GTA 6. Why don't you contribute to the conversation? You want to talk about GTA 6? Contribute to the conversation about GTA 6. I've already been talking about it for however long out here, okay? If you can't contribute to the conversation, then you're a fake gamer. Get out. Yeah, it's kind of like the sidewalks in Philly, but it's a moving, the train moves. So it's basically like that. I mean, I don't know if it's as bad as that. I've seen some videos of that, and it's like, dude, it's truly a totally different world. Did you shower? You might get a disease. That's not how you get diseases, dude. I don't care. You don't just get diseases by smelling something. And if you do, I learn something new every day. Oh yeah, Pasadena's nice. Yeah, Pasadena, yeah, that ain't nothing. That's rich. No, I didn't meet John Carpenter. John Carpenter was not meeting fans. He was just there. I mean, he waved a little bit, but he wasn't doing autographs. We're like, oh, Michael's going up to meet John Carpenter? How special is this? And it's like, well, it is special because he's not doing a meet and greet at that certain convention, which I thought was kind of ironic. It's like, well, you know how much money he could have made there? Dude, John Carpenter, all these Halloween fans were foaming at the mouth. He could have charged $200 for an autograph and boom. But, you know, if he doesn't want to do it, I can't blame him. What is Seattle like? I don't know. I've never been to Seattle. There's nothing to do in Seattle except see Kurt Cobain's home. That's the only thing I would know to do. What is there to do in Seattle? It's cold, it's rainy, it's super progressive. I mean, there ain't nothing to do in the Seattle grunge scene is dead. That's been dead for 35 years. There'd be nothing to do in Seattle. What is there to do in Seattle? Well, you guys don't like big cities. I've discovered that. You guys like these small little towns, and you know you're safe in your small little town. You don't like going to the big city. You're around people. You get freaked out around people for some reason, and it's like I'd rather be around people because it's like you're never going to see these people again. Who cares? You guys don't like cities. I don't know why. What's with this like weird conservative movement where it's like people are against cities, like oh the liberals, and it's like what? Just get out of the house for once in a while. Jesus Christ. You know, I mean, dude, I never had a bad experience in Chicago, but I mean, if you look at the news, they'll tell you Chicago's a war zone. That's not true. Now, granted, there's certain areas in Chicago you wouldn't want to go to. Well, that's just common sense. I've never had a problem in Chicago. But if you look at the news, they'll tell you it's a war zone. Don't go, don't go. You know, they instill fear in you. They want you to sit around and do nothing while everyone else is progressing. You know, they want you to know, you know, get nowhere while everyone else is doing something. So they instill fear in you. Don't watch the news. It's all bullshit. You got to turn that shit off. It doesn't matter if you live in a city. If you don't go outside of your apartment or whatever, you're not in the city. I've never had any problems in any cities outside of a few. Nothing major. Never had any problems.
It's
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
M0, 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 M super chatted $5. I've seen some of the vids. Philly sidewalk full of fentanyl zombies, or
dude.
NYC sidewalk with crumbling concrete that goes into a 20 feet deep hole. Crazy AF.
Well, that's just the reality, you know. I don't. It's probably always been like that.
It's over.
It's probably always been like that. I don't know.
The real Michael Myers
Skid
super
Row's
chatted
been around since, like, the 40s.
$9.99.
It's always been like that.
Where we were at in Pasadena was nice. It's a rich area too, that's why. The Lorist Roadhouse is up for sale for
Pasadena,
$1.8 million.
That's super nice area. That's super well.
It's over.
Arthur Vega super chatted $10. Hey Michael, how was the Halloween 45 convention?
Yeah, it was cool. The videos didn't do that well, but I mean, it is what it is. But no, it was cool. Should have went. Where were you? It's only once every 5 years. I mean. Did you meet the Corey actor? Yeah. Great guy. Great guy. Super fucking nice. How do I look like Trump? What do you... Oh, because it looks different. I see. Yeah, let's not... We don't need to talk about LA in here. We're not in LA, so... You guys want to keep talking about LA. Why don't you just go to LA? Why don't you just go to LA? Jeez. There ain't nothing to do there, but I mean, you can go there. I've already seen everything. There's nothing left to do in LA for me. I've already literally seen everything. I've done everything there is to see. There's nothing left for me to see in LA. Why didn't you meet John Carpenter? Because he wasn't doing a meet and greet. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like in that video, I was zoomed in all the way. He was not doing a meet and greet. Like he was just kind of there to see his buddies. And he waved a little bit and kind of communicated a little bit, but it wasn't like, hey, form a line and get his autograph and shake his hand. That's not what was happening. So it's like, he wasn't scheduled to be there. It wasn't advertised to be there. It was like a surprise thing. So, you know, it wasn't some official fucking meetup to see John Carpenter. That's not what it was. You're not understanding. And it's like, if I met John Carpenter, I wouldn't be talking about Halloween with him. Like, there's plenty of other movies that, you know, no one asks him about. And it's like, well, you know, like, oh, how did you come up with the Halloween theme? It's like, oh, Lord. No wonder why he doesn't do the conventions. I'd be done with that. It's just the same questions for 35, 45 years. Yeah, I'm not interested in, I would say no, too. Like, the normies are like, oh, Halloween, Mike Myers. And it's like, well, he's got a lot of other fucking movies, like, you could ask him about. It's either Halloween or The Thing. Halloween or The Thing. It's like, okay, we get it. Those are your two favorite movies from John Carpenter. Great. I'm sick and tired of hearing about both. Yeah, they're great, but, like, dude. Like, he did do a panel, and they were asking the most generic questions to John Carpenter that he's answered hundreds of times before. And it's like, okay, you have one opportunity to talk to the legend, and you're going to ask him something that he's already answered? What a wasted opportunity. You know, if you can't have a good question, don't go up to the podium. Well, no, I heard recently Jamie Lee Curtis was literally scheduled to be there, and then 3 days before the event, or a few days before the event, she pulled out. So she was actually going to be there with John Carpenter. That was going to be the surprise panel, supposedly. But she pulled out because of the, well, she's too good for that. I mean, let's be honest. She ain't coming to some Halloween convention. Yeah, well, They Live as Well. Yeah, They Live as Well is another big one. But he's got a lot of other movies that aren't talked about as much. You should have asked it. I'd rather not. You know, I mean, I don't need to. Sometimes it's best not to interact with, you know, never meet your hero. The first cut of The Fog sucks. They had to go back and add more. Yeah, well, I don't... Yeah. Busta Rhymes. They should have had Busta Rhymes there. That would have been sick. They'd have to pay him millions. They should get Busta Rhymes for the 50th anniversary. He'd have a big fucking line. They should get Busta Rhymes. There's a lot of people that weren't there. But you can't get everyone there. I mean, everyone's got different schedules, and some people don't want to show up. I don't know why. Did you just sit there and charge $50 for an autograph, and it's like, well, you're going to have at least a few people come up to your table, even if you're a small character. I mean, you got these diehard Halloween fans. They want all these autographs to up on eBay. So that Tom Atkins figure sold for $400, $500, $600 on eBay, and it's like, Jesus Lord, all the scalpers were there. It's like, are we there to scalp, or are we there to play Halloween fan? Because I'm starting to think a lot of people got... It's just like, Jesus Christ, everyone's like running to eBay with this shit, and it's like, okay. I mean, you know, it is what it is, but... Because they had the VIP tickets and all that, and it's like, well, are you an actual fan, or are we just going to play scalper for the merchandise and the action figure and the fucking autograph from Tom Atkins? And it's like... Have you been to the Metro Theater in Chicago? I don't believe so. Is that by Wrigley? I don't know where that's at. I think it's by Wrigley. Ain't it? That's by Wrigley, ain't it? Why? You go to the you work at the Metro Theater? Let's get that exclusive tour. She don't love me so sad. She don't love me so sad. She don't love me so sad. She don't love. We're not talking about that game, buddy. I've moved on from that game, and you guys want to come in here and still continue to talk about it. I have no idea. Now it's just off topic because we're not talking about that. We're talking about the future of gaming, which is Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm not talking about a dead game like that. That game came out a month ago. It's already dead. Game's trash. What do you want me to tell you? Bethesda's done.
It's over!
Bethesda's done. What do you want me to tell you? Oh, we got wrestling. Hey, Maven pumping out those
The
videos,
real
man.
Michael Myers super chatted $9.99. Bro, I don't even know how much I spent on autographs. I went to the ATM 3 times that day.
Yeah, well, you went crazy, but I mean, shit. You got a special thing there. With all those autographs on it. Are you going to play Silent Hill Shattered Memories soon? I mean, we could, but it might ruin the game. It's one of the only good games I played. In fact, it's probably the only good Silent Hill game. You know what I mean? First one's okay, but it's basically just the same. I mean, it's, you know, the reason why Silent Hill Shattered Memories is so good is because, you know, there's a level of interactivity there. Sure, it's more of an adventure game than it is kind of a survival game, I suppose, but, you know, I don't know. It's something different, and I appreciate different sort of games, you know, that bring something new to the table, even if it fails. And that's why I like Halloween Ends. It's because it's different. It's like, yeah, maybe it didn't work 100%, but it's fucking different, and I'm done with it. You know, in Red Dead 2, I started skipping the cutscenes, the missions, to finish the game. I mean, I already knew Arthur was going to die because he started coughing, and I felt like, okay, Rockstar can't think of anything else to do. So they just, you know, the main protagonist always has to, you know, get written out of the story. And it's just like, okay, well, let's just see this play out. And then it went on for 15 hours more after he got, like, tuberculosis or whatever. And it's like, okay, I don't need to see more of these missions where, you know, Sadie's taking over and she's got a trash voice. And it's just like, I'm done with this. Like, this game sucks. And quite frankly, I don't know if people like Red Dead Redemption 2 as much as they do now. A lot of the Red Dead Redemption 2 love comes from after the fact. A lot of the social media stuff. A lot of these fake Red Dead fans modding the game and doing dumb shit in the game. All these memes and shit. And it's like the game is more popular now than ever. It was not that popular back in 2018. I mean, it was popular, but you know, it's found a whole new generation of players 5 years later. We'd love to see a playthrough of Shattered Memories. I already have a video of that on my channel. 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Alan Wake 2 looks good. I don't know what you guys are seeing in that game. It looks like a snooze fest. It's the same game. It's an NVIDIA tech demo. You play as 2 different characters now because that's the gimmick, you know. And I think that's the gimmick in Spider-Man 2. You play as Peter Parker and Miles and Venom, and I don't even know. But okay. And then one good game. You guys want to sit around and play the same game every year? I'm done. I'm out. If that's all the industry can offer, then there's no reason to play video games anymore. I'm waiting for GTA 6. This is it. I'm waiting for GTA 6. I'm waiting for GTA 6. That video has 800 views. Okay. Yeah. What do you want me to tell you? What about Forza 8? I'm not playing Forza 8, bro. It's the same racing game. I'm not playing Forza 8. Not playing Forza 8. Alan Wake 2 is trash. Okay, well that's great.
Darn it, dude.
I never
come
played
on.
video games on my show. When we first started doing this, we never streamed games. We always just talked about them like everyone else. Marlin Gaming Nation doesn't play games. Dreamcast guy doesn't play games. They don't even show their fucking trophies. How do we know these guys even play games? At least I'm playing them. Not the way you want, sure. But at least I'm putting time into them. These motherfuckers don't even play games. They don't show their trophies. Their trophies are hidden. They just sit around and do the talk show about games. Well, that's fine, but let's not pretend like I have not seen one video of Dreamcast guy ever playing a video game. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I have not seen any footage of Dreamcast guy playing a video game. Even in his reviews, he just shows gameplay. Now, granted, I'm assuming it's his gameplay, but I've never seen him pick up a controller and play a game. I don't think he plays games. I mean, I can't blame him. I'm not going to knock him for that. Shit's depressing. I'm going to sit around and play these trash-ass games. The only game I'm interested in, genuinely, is GTA 6. I will be playing that off the air. If I didn't, you know, that's the only game I'd buy. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there's plenty of channels like that. They don't play games at all. Like, they don't stream themselves playing. I think Marlin Gaming Nation actually has gameplay of it, so I'm gonna take him out of it. But Dreamcast guy, I know for a fact. I mean, zero gameplay of him playing games.
Got it.
Any modern ones, anyway. Who cares? I don't know what a fake gamer is. Yeah, if you don't play games and you say you play them, then yeah, that's fake gamer. You're just a clown. But I always play my games. Maybe not for long, but at least I put it on. We only need about 10 minutes with one game, and we'll figure it out if it's good or not. I mean, at max 30 minutes an hour, and that's it. I mean, I saw the core gameplay loop of Ass Creed merge within the first 30 minutes or so, if not less than that. There was no reason to continue playing. GTA 6 is a long way away, 2030. You're out of your fucking mind, bro. It is not coming in 2030. Ain't no way in hell. 2030, by the way. Okay, now you're just fucking trolling. 2030, okay. Well, I mean, if you don't even have at least one video of you playing through a game, then I would say, yeah, you might be a fake gamer. I mean, but I mean, you know, maybe there is footage of Dreamcast guy playing games. I don't know. I think I do remember him playing Skyrim at one point. Well, that's Skyrim. I mean, well, they don't have time to play them. They're too busy talking about the latest topic. You don't have time to sit around and play games when you have to constantly make videos and chase after the latest topic to follow. You're rushing to the story. It's like the news anchor.
Dude, I couldn't charge out. I guess I screwed that
You're the
up.
first to report on, like, oh, this celebrity passed.
I was doing so
So TMZ
well.
does. They got to get the scoop first. I don't care if it's a female. I don't care if it's a male. I don't care. You don't understand. Okay, Red Dead Redemption 2 is just kind of a foundation for GTA 6. Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 6 is going to be bigger. That's already confirmed from the leaks. They've already figured out the map size in sort of vague kind of areas. They've already figured out the map size. And they said it's bigger than Red Dead Redemption 2. Everything about GTA 6 is going to be better than Red Dead 2. So if you loved Red Dead 2, you're gonna really love GTA 6. It's gonna be bigger. It's gonna be more detailed. There's gonna be more animations. There's gonna be everything is better. Nothing's gonna be worse. Is the teaser out yet? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So you're saying that's actually a spoiler? I'm not going to say what it says. That's what I heard a long time ago. I already said that on the stream, basically. I said it's going to be similar to The Last of Us 2. If that's really what they're doing, then yikes. She don't love. She don't love. She don't love. You only have 100 alts? Thought you had more than that. It's gonna be woke. Don't care. Don't care. I'm ready for the wokeness. Let's embrace it. Let's embrace it. When will they show a trailer? Well, you have to ask Rockstar. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. She don't. Let's get a one in the chat. Who's in here? No mods in here. So we're looking for new mods because the mods can't be bothered to show up anymore. So not sure what happened there. So just gonna have to get a whole new roster of mods because they can't be bothered to show up. And it's like, well, no use to have the wrench if you can't be bothered to show up. You got excuses on a Sunday. They got excuses every day. And the truth be told is that they're not busy. They just don't want to click on the video. They don't want to click on the stream. Like, it's not hard. You know, they don't want to chat anymore. I got a list of the top chatters, and I'll tell you certain people have fell off. So why? It's not like there's nothing to talk about. So if you guys aren't going to be here for the next 6 months, well, it is what it is. But you know, hate to see you go. Can't you know. Can't help it. Well, the mods don't even do anything. Like, they don't know how to mod. I don't know. I'm not going to explain it because it's like, well, if you don't know how to do it, then maybe you shouldn't have the wrench. None of them can show up on a Sunday. It's like, oh, we got busy things to do on Sunday. Well, what do you want me to do? This doesn't fit your schedule. Well, too bad. Nothing fits your schedule. That's an excuse. I heard that before. She literally told me that. You know, we were going to go on a date, and she told me, she said, well, my schedule got busy, and it's like, okay, whatever. You know, and I turned gay. Men are easier to talk to. They're sexy. I don't know what to tell you. Are we going to get paid? Nah. She don't love, it's so sad. She don't love. They're out of the city because you told them to touch grass. Okay. You have your trophies private? Okay. Cool, I'm just like Dreamcast guy. It's okay for him to have his it's okay for him to have it private, but not me. You know, I see it that way. Yeah, I don't have many trophies. I don't play for trophies. I don't. I'm sure I can tell you that. Will you play Ask Creed Merge tonight? No, I'm not playing that shit. Nope, we're done with it. We're done with it. No one tuned in last time, so it's a one and done around here. You can't linger on with these games too long. People don't tune back in. It's a one and done around here. Play these games for about one stream and that's it. You got to move on to the next immediately. And it's like, well, the industry doesn't pump out enough games for me to captivate an audience in here that's this needy. So that's why we don't stream as much, because there's no point. I don't have anything to talk about. Have nothing to showcase. Just don't go live. But we wanted to check in in a way that makes sense. Do you prefer playing the Wii or the Switch? The Wii. Yeah, the Switch is not necessarily, just not really my cup of tea. But they said the Switch 2 is coming out next year. They said the Switch 2 is coming out next year. Play a Wii game. I could, but new RoboCop game looks pretty good. Well, we played it and it was trash. Not sure where you were. Already played it. Not playing it again. I mean, look, if you're in love with the movie, then sure, I'm sure it's an automatic dub. I haven't seen the movie, don't really care to. It's a cheesy 80s movie. She don't love me, it's so sad. She don't love me, it's so sad. She don't love me, it's so sad. Well, we got about 28% left on the battery here, so I'm going to say another 25, 30 minutes. We'll see. And then we'll be wrapping this one up. So hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. If not, it is what it is. She don't love me, it's so sad.
Oh, jeez. You killed me.
25 minutes of slop, yes, please. You're implying the stream isn't good? Okay. Well. Hot take, huh? She don't love